And again, starting points. Don't just use these as gospel. Actually pick something that works in your environment. So thank you for this opportunity to share some information that I've come across in the last year, and I'm finding is a wonderful transition in my career to move into. So thank you for this.
Does anybody have any questions?
Have you made the full transition to LED?
No, I'm stuck in the complex process of trying to convince the executives that it's worth the money. And I can give them a program for free and they still don't understand, so it's very complex. I have picked a product. I have a very specific path because I need to replace lamps. I don't have the money to do the whole luminaire replacement. And I have enough lamps to service our needs for the next 5 years or so, so I can long-range strategy this thing, but it's still a complicated conversation. Yes?
Have you seen the sort of incentive programs for switching to LEDs? Have you seen those dwindle at all? I know when I was looking into LEDs a few years ago, that was a concern that those things would start to disappear and museums should kind of jump on board before those go away.
I was very concerned about that when I first heard about them too, and I talked extensively to anybody I could find from the public utilities divisions or people who interface with them, and they're not going to phase those out. They will change the specifications and they'll get more particular in terms of what products fit in what category of rebate or how much rebate you're going to get for something, but they need to make this happen because they need more electricity basically for increasing population and increasing commercial industrial activity, and so they're going to help you get there. But you do need to be very specific in terms of the kind of product you want to use, what kind of rebate or incentive they will provide to you. And every public utility district is a little bit different just because of their ownership structure and their relationship with government funding.
Can you talk a little bit about the people you're trying to convince, why they're not being convinced, and any feedback they've given you? I mean, it seems like you've given a great presentation, you're offering them a program for free, so what do you have any ideas why they're so resistant, or have they voiced why they're resistant?
Well, it's been a very good conversation because their resistance caused me to delve deeper. Unfortunately, I had to get into doing the fundraising and the funding research to come around this problem. But it forced me to investigate the positive cash flow financing options and the various grants and rebate programs and work much closer with my development manager to come up with a package which she felt the board would understand and the executive director would also be able to get behind. The problem is it's one of those problems that's not obvious. It's not broken, so why do we have to fix this? It's going to be broken in 3 months.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, being a preparer, I kind of want to prepare and fix it before it's there and make it better if we can. And maybe that costs a little bit more in terms of a dollar amount, but we can make that go away. There's also the concern of a contractual obligation to a finance source of 6 to 10 years payback. Even though it's not cash out of pocket, there is this financial obligation. They don't want any liens or complications in their finance structure. And I can understand that, but that's not up to me to negotiate. I'll just put this in front of you, and if you can carry it forward, that's great. And their plates are already overly full with other complex issues that I don't know about. So it's getting them to prioritize it in a way that's not so threatening, and that's a delicate conversation. I think being patient is a key to it.
I've also heard, that technology, it's newish technology, so you have the incentive to wait it out so it gets better.
Well, yeah, and that was another initial concern is, if these are brand new light bulbs, how long are they going to be making them? And these are questions the manufacturer can't answer, not going to answer. How long are they going to stay committed to this line, or will we have to buy a whole new light bulb in 5 years? Well, yeah, we're going to have to buy a whole new track system in 5 years because all of our fixtures are going to die. lifespan of the technology anyway. And if we buy a particular product category that has all these technical specifications now, and more options become available later in the future, that's only to our advantage. And if we're supplying a positive need for the manufacturer, they're going to respond to that or work with us in some way. So I think we're past that waiting for it to keep getting better. It's only just going to keep getting more refined, more subtle, and more options. And the only main choice eventually.
When you were researching light bulbs, did you take the light wave emissions into account? I know that the LEDs have, a lot of them have like a spike in the blue wavelength. Was that?
We took that into account in a physical visual field test. You can look at all these gorgeous complex diagrams that address that, but what really matters is what effect does it have on the choices of color paint you're using in your galleries and the kind of stuff you show in your facility. And you can support it or explain it with science, but that only confuses them and then they can't make a choice. It's just too much information. It's more fun for us to talk about really and to follow those kinds of studies. The big benefit in the category you're talking about is there is no UV light, period. You don't have to filter it. It's not there. Second, there's no substantial heat gain. So you're not adding extra heat to your galleries, which then need extra HVAC conditioning or fatigue on casework